Good evening, one all. Here is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. It's Friday night. That means it's time for another edition of the ZOE Friday Night RagChew. And our host, VA3LBI, will be here momentarily to kick it off. We're waiting for 7 o'clock to roll around officially and kick off the net. Please stand by.
Good evening, all. Welcome to the Friday Night ZOE RagChew on 443.075. Has a plus offset and no tone. My call sign is Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo, India. My first name is Larry, and I'm located on East Hamilton Mountain. It's an open net to join the conversation. Please give us your call sign and your name. And tell us about yourself, your equipment, or ask any question, whatever you want to add to the conversation. Please remember, Repeater has very good coverage in Ontario, so no religion, politics, or foul language. And last but not least, please let Repeater drop in between our conversations so we can get in. I'm going to let it drop. I'd personally like to thank Terry VA3IMW for getting the ZOE Repeater back up. He's done a wonderful job for the ham community again. And unfortunately, I guess everybody knew the tower came down. There was a delay in there getting the repeater back, and Terry has it back up on top of the college. Not quite as high as it was, but it's a good repeater. It's in a good location, and everybody kind of missed it, I'm sure of that, especially when we're trying to do nets at night. It's very tough trying to find a simplex area. A lot of it has to be done on YouTube and also for relays. So with that, I'm going to open up the net. And so you want to check into the Friday Night ZOE RagChew. Come on in.
VA3GMP. VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf Chris. VA3NCA.
Victor Echo 3 India Uniform Kilowatt.
Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey.
VA3CP. I got quite a few there. Let me just run down the list, make sure I got them. I got GMP, WPG, NCA, IUK, IMW, and CP. And also thanks, Mac, again, for live streaming on YouTube. Appreciate that. Any other check-ins? Friday Night ZOE RagChew. Come on in. VA3LBI.
VA3NFG is on that in there, Larry.
Got you in there, Steve. Thanks. Anybody else checking in? Friday Night ZOE RagChew. Come on in. Okay, just a quick reminder, don't forget tomorrow, there's a ham fest out at the out Nancaster there. Anybody interested, I understand, I think it's $5. I understand also the tables are all sold out, so it should be a good ham fest. And anyways, with that, we'll bring in Garnett, VE3GMP, VE3LBI. Come on in, Garnett.
Good morning, Larry. Neighbor Garnett. I'm just sitting here in my mobile hot bases on Cannon Street.
I missed where you were on what street are you, sorry?
Tim Hortons on Cannon and Sanford.
Oh, yeah, the old stomping ground down there. I got you. Okay, no problem, Garnett. Dave with you?
Yes, sir. You can check Dave in as well, VE3DB.
I will do that. And I understand, Dave, you have a table tomorrow at the ham fest.
Yes, I do, Larry. Table 41, right in the middle section there.
Excellent, Dave. All right, very good. Repeater's working pretty good. You guys are coming in not too bad at all. Like I say, compared to what we had, it's a lot better.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not able to trip the repeater from my location at home, even on the base antenna. So I must be in one of the little knolls.
Yeah, well, I'll have to see what happens down the road, Dave. We're not sure exactly what's going on. Don't forget, that tower also homed the radio station for Mohawk College. I'm not sure how high that was up. I know probably I would think up fairly high, and now it's probably down low, so I'm not sure how much that's going to affect them for broadcasting. Maybe they will end up doing something with a different type of tower.
Yeah, you never know. So we'll see what happens down the road. But in the meantime, the repeater's back up, and thanks to Terry for his quick action. We were only without for a few days. So, okay, Larry, I'll let you continue with the net. You got a lot of seconds behind me, and have a great evening.
Okay, thanks, Dave. No problem. You guys enjoy your coffee down there. All right, next, Chris, VE3WPG. Come on in, Chris.
Good evening, everybody. VA3WPG. I guess, first of all, I'd also like to say thanks to Terry for getting the repeater back up so quickly. I guess you don't realize how much it's needed until it really is gone. Other than that, people are talking about ways to chip in. Just thinking if they don't do anything, maybe if somebody had I know I don't, but if someone has an old couple sections of old tower kicking around, I don't know maybe whether they'd want to throw that to the cause. I'm not sure whether or not, I'm going to assume they did not get the 4-bay antenna back since they're on an X50 now. I'm just thinking if we can find an old tower or something somewhere that's not in too bad of shape. And I guess lastly, radio, had some radio fun today. I worked Dave LJW at Sam Lawrence Park, and shortly after that, I managed to, on my home station, not on POTA, so this is pretty good for my home station on sideband, not on FT8. I managed to get E74A out in Bosnia and EA3HUY out in Spain on my long wire antenna. So for my home station, that's pretty impressive on 75 watts, I would think. Those guys told me they were pushing about 600 pointed my way. So good radio today, and great to have the repeater back again. So with that, we'll throw it back and be listening. VA3WPG.
Oh, very good, Chris. I didn't know Dave was out today. Maybe I was cutting along at the time or something. So, yeah, good contacts here, Chris, especially with the home base. Very good.
I was quite smally about that one in Bosnia. So I did get S51DX a while ago in Slovenia, but Bosnia is just a couple hairs a little further than Slovenia. So I'm going to put that down as my furthest contact, Bosnia. All right, we'll be listening along. VA3WPG, back to you.
Yep, okay, thanks, Chris. And as for towers, I think they'd have to be approved before you could do anything with the actual Mohawk College. Whoever would have to approve that. So it's a good idea, although they may frown on it. So I don't know, Chris. Like I say, it's a good idea, but it would have to definitely be approved by Mohawk College first. So, all right, up next, Wade, VA3MCA, VE3LBI. Come on in, Wade.
VE3LBI, VA3NCA, good evening, Larry, and good evening, everybody on net. Really nice to be back on the repeater. Thanks goes out to Terry for his continued, efforts towards providing this great service. So thanks again, and it's appreciated and well used. Other than that, I did pick up Dave on 2 meters and 70 centimeters. He got the park activated really quickly, so that was great. Just on UHF, VHF, so I was glad I could hear him, and made a nice break in the afternoon from work. So that was nice. Other than that, not much other radio has been done this week. Although on the adjacent side with some electronics, I'm chasing down the problem with my little tiny QMX rig that on the Pier 4 activation we did a couple days ago last weekend. It was shorting out on something, so I'm chasing that down now, and also managed to dust off a project where I picked up from the broken bin from DX Canada a tuner for the 7100. And I reverse engineered with a little bit of help on the internet, reverse engineered the tuning protocol and made a little button that can manually tune it up. So my idea is I'm going to try and pair it with this little QMX QRP radio that once I fix the thing. So anyways, I got some adjacent projects to do on my bench and finally getting around to these ones. So plus there's that device that Bill, I heard him in there, dropped off for me. So I the RagChew tonight. Back to you there, Larry. VA3IMW.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Actually, Wade, I forgot about that. Yeah, the group activation last Sunday. A lot of fun. Beautiful day. A little cool down by the, well, I shouldn't say cool. It was actually pretty nice down, but a little bit cooler down by the bayfront there. But everybody had fun. I think Mac totaled out about 14 people at one point. So it was a good day. A lot of fun. Something else I was going to ask you, Wade. Nope, not that I can remember right now. But, okay, anything else, Wade, before I pick up Bill?
No, not really. Just to agree with you that the weather was nice last week, not too hot, not too cold. I think the slight chill came from being under the trees and out of the sun, and it was very comfortable when the sun came out. But overall, pretty good for a fall activation, technically. So it was a great time, and glad to see so many people come out. I'll let you pass it down to Bill there behind me, and I'll send it back to you for now. VA3LBI, VA3NCA, back to you.
Yep, okay, thanks, Wade. Also, we got Albert in there, VA3BT from Meaford, and Matt's in there too. What's he got here? Good evening, count me in. I'll be listening while I work, so don't work too hard there, Matt. Anyways, Matt, I think Matt's going to tomorrow to the Ham Fest. He's been volunteered to help out, so sorry about his luck. No, I shouldn't say sorry about his luck, but anyway, just kidding. All right, up next, Bill, VE3UK, VE3LBI. Come on in, Bill.
Yep, good evening, Larry. Good evening to everyone online. Glad to see that the repeater is back up, and I would echo your sentiments regarding Terry. It was very good to get the repeater back up. Now, I was able to hit it today with my handheld at Queenston and Parkdale while waiting for the bus. Now, I was not full gliding, but if I stood in the right spot and held my hand up in the air, I could talk to Chuck there. So just glad to see that it's back up. Looking forward to the Hamfest tomorrow, or flea market, I should say, whatever it is. I'm supposed to be going with Dole, so I hope he checks in tonight because he has offered to give me a ride. Other than that, not too much here, but maybe get Chris over on Saturday and Sunday and finally get this antenna configured, whatever day works better for him. So other than that, Larry, not too much here, just listening along and enjoying the net. Oh, and Wade has a QRM 180 for me, and he's going to put it together when he has some time. And Wade, there's no hurry for that. So I know that you always got projects on the go, so appreciate it anyway. Anyway, with that, back to you, Larry.
All right, very good, Bill. Thanks very much.
It's so nice to hear the tale of the repeater drop. Yes, glad to have Zoe back on the air. Now every time I think of Zoe, I'll think of Zoe Deschanel. Anyways, we're all glad the repeater's back in operation despite its foul luck reduction. And I did try the repeater throughout my trip home today. Was able to get in rough and tumbly from Morriston. Things did clear up by the time I got to Carlisle, and thankfully there's also doesn't seem to be much of a dull spot under the shadow of the escarpment, so everything seemed to work fairly well going up the 403 hill. So that said, again, thanks Terry for the quick and expedient manner that the unit is back on the air. In its current state, it won't be known as the DX repeater that it once was, but we've been spoiled by the performance, let's say the overperformance of that equipment, and we'll have to get used to the normal operation of how a repeater usually operates. Anyways, again, our heartfelt thanks to Terry and his activities. What else is going on? I may just pop out and visit the guys on Saturday morning. Pop around, shake a few hands. hopefully not buy a bunch of stuff that I don't really need, but we'll see how that goes. And Matt, if I happen to run into you, I'll have a package in my pocket, and that's it's already in the truck. It's ready to go. So what else can I say? Oh, yes. Looking forward to meeting, what's his name? Don, something like that. Anyways, VA3IMW out of the Niagara area. He's going to be up there. Apparently, he had something to do with professional wrestling back in the day, and he runs the 420 net, 147 420 at 8 p.m. daily. So, looking forward to pumping in his hand, and that's the guy that my nemesis VE3WMI usually deals with for their local nets in the evening. I wonder if Terry has turned off the timeout. That would be kind of fun as well. Anyways, I'm not sure what else is going to come of tonight's discussion, so I'm along for the ride as long as it takes. Back to you, Larry. Thanks.
Congratulations, Mac.
The timing on that was absolutely perfect.
Oh, so the timeout timer is still working. Okay, very good. We've proven it. All functionality, right? We meant to do that.
VA3IMW ZOE yeah, Wade's comment was, remember, Mac, return of the repair of the tail, also return of the timeout.
Yep. It's back in full functionality.
You were just testing all the functions to make sure it's performing properly, right?
Yeah, I meant to do that.
Okay. We got most of it. I don't think we missed anything at the end of it. Maybe you might have unkeyed at exactly the same time as it timed out.
That would be using the timer to its full extent. That's a double efficiency.
Absolutely. All right. Anything else you got for us before I pass it down or call out?
No, I think you've covered everybody who's checked in on YouTube. Albert, Matt, Wade's already in there. Chuck hasn't been keyed up yet, but he's in there rolling on the floor, laughing his butt off. So, and I'll keep an eye out for Noel. But other than that, I think we've covered everybody who's in the log, in the YouTube log.
No, very good, Mac. And thanks for doing the group get together last week too, setting it up. So again, a lot of fun. I think everybody enjoyed it. Very pleasant day. See some faces I haven't seen for a while. All right, call out here. Anybody else checking into the Friday night ZOE RagChew? My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. Come on in. VE3ADT. VA3CJZ. VE3 Sierra Mike November. Victor Echo 3, Victor Yankee Tango. Did I get the one right there? Was it Victor Echo 3, Sierra Mike November?
Yeah, that's me. It's Matt. Scratchy, probably, but I'm here.
Okay, I just wanted to check that. All right, no problem. Yeah, you're a little bit low, but I got you in there, so not a problem. All right, so I picked up KDT, JB, CJZ, SMN, and VYT. Next up is Dave, VACCP, VE3LBI. Come on in, Dave. All right, Larry, VE3LBI, VA3CP. Yeah, the timer has to be on there so it doesn't get stuck on forever. That would be really bad, sort of like somebody sitting on the microphone to push the talk or push the transmit, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I went out today sort of spontaneously and went back to Sam Lawrence Park. I got 36 contacts the last time I was there, and I wanted to get the 44, so
bunch of guys around town here. They gave me 16 contacts on 52 and 446.0, and I didn't even hook up the HF radio. The west side of the park was all jammed up with people in there, and some guys that hopped over the barriers with their trucks. And they were doing a tailgate thing there, so I thought I'm not going to get in there in case somebody gets into trouble. All right, hang on a sec. Anyway, I would like to ask Wade, maybe you can catch this on the next time around. Random wire antennas or non-resident wire antennas, MSAs. I have not had super good luck with them. I've tried 35.5 or 35.5 feet. I've tried 41, I've tried 58, I've tried 71. And I find that the tuner will tune on some of the bands, but not all. And of course, lots of RF, for which I had to put in a common mode choke. But I put up my 40-meter MFET halfway today, and everything worked fine. So maybe Wade can address that next time through. V3LBI VA3CP. We doubled up. Sorry, Dave. Okay. I wonder what you said on top of me.
It wasn't on top. Dave won.
There, Mark's in there, VA3MHB. And I said, I'm sorry I missed you. I was talking to Chuck around 2 o'clock or shortly after. Didn't realize you were going out to do an activation. I was actually probably was out cutting the lawn.
Yeah, no problem, Larry. It wasn't a problem. It was just a spur of the moment thing, and I just said, you know what, I'm going out. I just hauled my stuff upstairs, put it in the car, and went out.
Okay, well, I'm glad you got the activation done.
Yep. I got to upload my log shed. They're uploaded to Logbook of the World, but not POTA. I'll do that right now. And I did say that I'd like Wade to answer a question that I posed, and I guess he would have heard it. Back to Larry, the ACCP.
Okay, thanks, Steve. All right, up next, Steve. VA3NFG, VE3LBI. Come on in, Steve.
Good evening, Larry, to everybody on that. Yeah, nice to see the machines back up and running. Hopefully I'm making it in there. I think I found a sweet spot. I'm in the kitchen here. Took it easy today there. I got a little bit of work done, that's right. Had some help with my gutter back onto the side of the house there. Some of the nails, the spike and ferrules, they worked their way out over time, eh? So we got that looked after, and then shortly after that, the repeater kicked up. I noticed when I turned my radio on, so that's good. Good day for all, including Dave there with his activation. That's about it there, Larry. That's all I got, and we'll be listening to the rest of that there.
Okay, Steve, thanks for joining in there, and thanks for checking in. Up next, we have Noel, VE3KAT, VE3LBI. Noel, I think Noel wants to get a hold of you, so if you want to pick him up there, just talk to him for a second, see what's going on for you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, VE3KAT. So yeah, I guess VE3, LBI, I guess, called you, and yeah, I was still there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I just tuned in probably a few minutes before I threw my call time there, so I missed your check-in.
Yeah, Roger, just let me know what time you want me to be ready in the morning.
Yeah, when to start again, or when I don't know, whenever you want to leave. I'm good.
I'm not sure. Does anybody know what time the doors open?
Gates open at 9.
There you go, Noel.
Cool. I guess 8:30 then, gives us enough time to grab a coffee and head out.
Yep, that should work about right. I'll be ready then. And thanks, Noel. No kids this weekend?
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm just trying to bounce around here. Okay, yeah, no, don't have the kids this weekend, no. Just kind of, I did dig out the HF there the other day, or yesterday, sorry. I was trying to tune into the net that they were running at the Hamilton airport there. But from the back of my house, probably not the greatest idea either, facing away from it and going through everything. So yeah, it didn't really manage much, but did get to play with my stuff there and start trying to make sure it's working again. But managed to tune in some other stations and just at least hear stuff. So it's working. It's just bad signal.
I think they're actually remoting, Noel. I believe off a Berry station there, VE3. VE3. I forgot the call sign. Lost it. I had it right at the tip of my tongue and I forgot the call sign. Anyways, I believe that they're actually remoting from the airport because I was talking to Marty and there is no antennas up there anymore. So I think they're actually doing a road. I think actually Chuck, he's up next actually coming in after you. He probably knows more about it than I do. I can't remember exactly what's going on. So if you want to hang on for a minute, I'll bring in Chuck here and he can probably fill us in. VA3CJZ, VE3LBI.
VA3CJZ, good evening Larry and all on net. So when they do the nets for the Canadian warplane there, it's Marty operates remotely on a computer down at the warplane because, as you said, there's no longer any antennas up there, and so I believe the station is down at the base of the or where the the Port Authority is where the antenna is for the system. So I imagine the radio is there too, because I've heard Marty mention that sometimes when the HVAC comes on, it causes interference. So they used to run from Barry's house, and then I think it's back down to the where the Port Authority building is. And Rick, of course, he just uses his own radio, and Marty's the one that runs it remotely. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, it's just probably the usual. I don't know. We've always had problems with that antenna. Works great for talking clear across the continent and beyond, but anytime we've done multiple activations at different sites, it's very, very poor, if anything. And that's when it's out in the park. So when I was just kind of quickly threw it up in the backyard just to give it a check, I'm not surprised it didn't work. But no, that's cool. I'll have to give it another try and figure out something for doing some of these more local HF ones at least.
Yeah, so you're talking about the 7.100 when they do that net, right? Not the repeater one.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. So, like I said, the actual setup is down there by the Port Authority. So, it's not always. They do say that the signals are probably going up over top of a lot of stations here in Hamilton, the way the angle of radiation is, and so that's why some guys are having trouble with that.
Yeah, no worries. I wasn't too surprised about it. I got it, but it was in the mud and it was hard to hear. So I was just like, all right, well, I did it. At least the stuff still works. And it's like night and day when I bring it to a park. So not a worry there. Just was getting to practice because it had been sitting locked up in the case for the last little bit. And was wanting to make sure I knew how to use it again. But yeah, other than that, I didn't really have anything else there. So I guess if there's anything else, I'll turn back to Larry.
Yeah, okay, very good, Noel. Well, that's a vertical too, right, Noel? It's a vertical antenna.
Roger, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, who brought the antenna that you guys were running on off of 10 meters on Sunday?
thought that was me. I was both answering and dropping my sign to call in. That was my version of the Greg K6 KJ6ER, the one he calls the Challenger, and yeah, it worked well on 10. I couldn't get a good match on any of the other bands. It's supposed to be multi-band when you configure it right. So I broke something, but 10 worked well for us. Back to you.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I had left, I guess, by the time I left about 1:45, I think it was. I was starved. I was hungry. So it was time to go home and get something to eat. But, yeah, I guess it performed pretty well for you guys on 10. I think you had quite a few overseas contacts.
Yeah, it really had quite the long skip. I did attempt to get a couple of contacts with some people I know from some other Discords down in the States, but it was skipping right over them. Couldn't hear them, but we heard people out in Hawaii to the west and into Europe and beyond in the east. So it worked for long distance, that's for sure. That is basically an off-center fit vertical. And I just used the segments from the Pac-12 to add some radiator length on top of a 17-foot width. So yeah, the thing about that one is it's a single radial that from a raised feed point. So that's basically the design. 4-to-1 balance with a choke just to keep the RF back off of the line. And the first time I used it was Driffin, and it worked on all the bands, and then I neatened it up and broke most of it. But 10 did still work, so I guess I got more work to do.
That's a normal thing, right? I tried to fix it and it broke it worse. Like, no, that's good. At least it worked on 10 for you. Okay, thanks, Wade. All right, I'm going back to Chuck here. I haven't finished with him. So he was, see what else he's got to say. But tonight, he was helping us out. I couldn't remember where actually, I knew Marty was actually doing a remote, but I didn't know it was down to the lakefront down there, so, or bayfront. Anyways, going back in, Chuck, VA3CJZ ZE3LBI.
Yep, VA3CJZ. So today I was on, well, not on, I was listening, and I heard the repeater come on, and then Terry mentioned that he put the antenna up on top of a penthouse building that is on the roof of the Mohawk College. Now, funny enough, this key there, if Chris is listening, and so that's about it. That was on 10 meters, by the way. So that's it for me, Larry. Back to you.
You know what it is, Chuck? You moved it into a different position on the down in the basement. That's why you're hearing it better. Just put over sideways, a little bit different. Just kidding. That's good. At least, well, we know it's working. So, and like everybody says, it's not up as high, but you know what? It's functional while everybody's using it because I forget who said. Without it, yeah, it was like we really missed it. So I'm glad it's back and we're in operation again. All right. Anything else, Chuck? Before I pass it down to Matt.
No, that's good. I'm good. I'll wait for the next round. VA3CJZ.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Matt, VE3SMN. Come on in, Matt.
Thanks, Larry. Good evening, everyone on net. I'll make it brief tonight because I know
You're definitely a little scratchy going into the repeater, Matt.
I will try and find the UHF antenna. Back to you, Larry.
You're not holding the repeater, Matt, if you can hear me. VE3SNN, you're not holding the repeater, Matt. VE3LBI. I can't tell if he's done or still talking. think anybody else will be able to either. So he was having a hard time. He said before, receive was good, but the transmit was no good going in repeater. So I have to figure that out for him before the snow flies. Now Larry's done now. And says, okay, Larry, sorry. Stick to YouTube for tonight. He said, okay, yeah, obviously we got to figure out something for him for getting his repeater a little bit better from his home. He's not that far away from me. He should do better than that. Up next, we got VE3BYT head. Come on in, VE3LBI.
Gotta wait for the repeater to drop. I was just listening to you on reverse, Larry. You're coming in about S3, and I'm reading this repeater about an S5. So it looks good. In fact, I was absolutely dumbfounded. I was shocked that this thing was up again. I was just racking my brain the last day or so, wondering where else we can move Larry to get him to hold his net on somebody's forward repeater. And lo and behold, we're live again. So thank you to Terry for that amazing turnaround, that amazing job that he's done getting it back on the air. One of those weeks where I was busy all week, but I just can't remember what I did all week with my time. So that's really where my head's at the moment. I'm echoing other comments that, yes, the last weekend at the lake was absolutely fantastic. It's something that I could probably do every week if the weather was the same every week. So thank you, everyone, for participating, and thank you to the people that organized it and got us out there. Thanks, Mac. Thanks, Larry, and everyone. Let's see. I'm planning to go to Ancaster tomorrow if all goes well. And then I was wondering what anybody knows about this Rock Point event. Is that this weekend too? And if so, is it something you can just drop in on, or do you have to have some sort of membership or invitation? That's about it for me. Back to you, Larry, VE3BYT.
Okay, Rock Point, you do not need a membership. All they ask for, basically they're going to serve everybody food who's going. And yes, it is this weekend. As a matter of fact, I think it started today. I believe it's going to run today, tomorrow, and sometime they're going to close it up on Sunday. I actually talked to, I'm going to lose his name. Come on, Larry. I just spoke to him not too long ago. I can't think of his name now. Anyways, he's already in town. Let me look at my log and I'll tell you who I talked to. Curtis, there we go. I just spoke to him. He's in town. Actually, he was in Brantford area doing an activation at a park. But yeah, it is this weekend. There's no cost. I would just get into the park, I would think.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that. And how long is the repeater timeout? Does anybody know that?
Timeout, that's Mac. He knows exactly. It's 1 second after 2:59. 3 minutes, Ed.
Yes, it must be.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes. 3 minutes long for the timeout. That's it. Yeah, 3 minutes.
Okay, well, that's it for me, Larry. VE3BYT.
Yep, okay, very good. I don't know whether Mark's going to do an HS or not here. I'll try him. VA3MHB. Mark, are you going to key up here tonight, or are you just going to do YouTube?
Good evening, Larry. Yeah, I'm going to key up. VA3MHB, good evening, everyone on net, and Larry, and it's good to hear ZOE back up and running. Yes, it is indeed. Don't think I'll be attending the Hamfest. NFC and I are both scheduled into work this weekend, unfortunately. If you see anyone that's got good UHF, VHF, maybe a mobile rig or something recently used, not too old, we're both kind of in the market. But other than that, I won't be going, so I'll have to wait for the next one, I guess. That's about all I got tonight, Larry. I'll turn it back over to you. VA3MHB.
Thanks, Mark, for joining in. It's been a while since we've heard you, so appreciate that. Actually, let's just take a run down the list and see who is going to go to the Hamfest tomorrow. I know Garnett and Dave are. How about VA3WPG? You going tomorrow, Chris?
No, negative on the Hamfest, but yeah, no.
Okay, no problem. Just curiosity more than anything. Wade, VA3NCA, you going tomorrow to the Hamfest?
VA3NCA. No, can't make it tomorrow, unfortunately. I'm going to have to bail as well and pass on any more projects on my pile. Back to you.
Okay, no problem. Bill's going, VE3IUK, I'm sure you're going.
Yeah, I'll be going with Dole.
Got it. Marked in. There was a check mark. VA3IMW. Mac, what's your thoughts? You going to go?
I'm 82% sure.
No, okay. All right. I got you in as a half a check mark. Dave, VA3CP, VE3LBI. What about you, Dave? You thinking about going?
I'm about as same point of a decision as you.
We'll see what things bring in the morning. And Noel's going, so VE3KDT, you're going, Noel.
Yeah, Roger, I'm going.
Dave and I are going.
Who was that, sorry? A call?
VE3GMP.
Oh, I got you guys marked down already. I know you got to go. You and Dave have to go. You're out, got a table.
Yeah, I'm at home now. I'm on my base. Repeater's kind of weak to my base. It's 7 units.
I would have to say I have no problem hearing you, Garnett. I don't know anybody else got a problem. You sound fine here, Garnett.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to repeat at 7 over. We probably get it like plus 30, eh?
Well, I was just watching your signal. Come back again for 1 second. Let me see the signal on Mac's YouTube stream here.
Yeah, testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, VE3GAP.
Full gliding.
No problem at all, Garnett. You got full strength up there with him. Like you're right up at the top end. So you're hitting your repeater fine.
Good stuff. Because I'm only hitting repeater at 7 units. I was wondering. But yeah, it sounds good anyway. So I'm glad that is back up.
Yep. Yeah, you're almost, I think, when I'm looking at it there, you're almost, probably about the same strength as I am for coming into the repeater. So that's just under the 40 mark.
Good stuff. Okay, I'll let you carry on. I was wondering if I could barely hit the repeater. I was wondering how I was making it.
Yep. Okay, no problem. All right, let me carry on here for a second. Chuck, VA3 CJZ. Thoughts about the Hamfest tomorrow?
That'll be a no for me, Larry. I can't make it.
Okay, unfortunate. I know Matt's going. I got a check mark already beside his, and I think Ed said he was going to go. We'll double check that. The E3BYT, Ed, how about the Hamfest tomorrow? You going?
Yes, I plan to go. And Garnett, yes, you're making it into the repeater pretty good, but you're also better on reverse than you are on the repeater. You're an S9 into East Oakville here on your antenna, but the repeater is only making an S5. Back to you, Larry.
Okay, yeah, very good. I got about, let me do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8. Now, 8 people going, and that's like, Max said about 80%. I'm not sure myself, and I think Dave's in the same boat, so I'll see how things go in the morning. So about 8 have roughly are going to go tomorrow. All right, that's about all I got tonight. Anybody else got anything else they want to throw on the table? Bring it on with your call sign, please.
VA3WPG.
VA3NCA after Chris.
Okay. I got VA3WPG and also VA3NCA. Come on in, Chris. VA3WPG.
VA3WPG, quick message for Bill. V3IK, either day this weekend will be fine. And Chuck, VA3CJZ. I heard he got the Slovenia on 10 meters. My DX today was on 15 meters. So, yeah. Okay, VA3WPG back now.
Thanks, Chris. Wade, VE3NCA, VE3LBI. Come on in, Wade.
VE3LBI, VA3NCA. Thanks, Larry. Yeah, no, I just came back. I don't know if any of those are resonate, so to speak, resonate with you there, Dave, as a possibility, but that's the kind of go to the extreme where you go straight into the radio. I've done that before, and that's always interesting to play with. But I'll drop now and send it back to either you, Dave, or Larry, VA3MCA.
Resonate, RR.
Okay, no problem there, Roy. So, any comments, Dave? VA3CP, I'll be back. Okay, VA3CP. Wade, I do use a common mode probe right at the feed point of the antenna. I also am using a non-resident counterpoise, which is 24 feet long, and it is at 90 degrees to the direction of the antenna. It doesn't go extending the antenna. Feed line is, it varies, but about 15 feet, I think, on average. And I'm using, on the 817, I'm using it's an AT100M automatic antenna tuner. And I got it set the parameters about 1.85 or something to start tuning when it gets up to there, and tune down to 1.25. Like, don't try to get it to zero. So that's sort of the way I've been doing it. Wade.
Yeah, there's nothing obviously wrong there, obviously. I also don't try and chase 1-to-1. I figure, anything under 2 is probably pretty close. I don't know the type of choke you use. I guess technically mine isn't so much a choke as a 1-to-1 current balun. It's done by making a pair of transmission lines wrapped around an FT, a 43 type ferrite core, and then those two transmission lines are connected together. And from the description, you've got to use Google Translate to translate from the German, but the way he describes it is that each side of it is a 100 ohm transmission line, and so when you put them in parallel, you end up with a 50 ohm, and now you have a very low loss current balun that rejects common mode, and it's fairly deep. The isolation was down around, depending on the frequency, down around 26 to 30 or more dB down. So that keeps the RFI off of the or out of the radio quite well, and very low loss. And since the non-resonant antennas cause a high circulation current, and since the current is losses is to the square of current, then that's the enemy of like radiation efficiency is too many trips down a feed line. And the other thing I do, I don't know if I've done both ways. I have success with both ways. I don't always use a dedicated counterpoise. Sometimes what I do is I move the choke right to the radio, and I use the shield of the feed line if I'm using a short feed line as the counterpoise. And that also works, and it's nice and convenient because you basically just have a choke, a short feed line, 9-to-1 balun, and then the radiator up to the tree. So you don't have to run a separate counterpoise. But I just hack around with it, and I find that I don't know if those things are contributing practically, but it seems to work decently at least. And it's nice and convenient when you can push the tune button and be multi-band.
Yeah, okay. Well, like I said, I haven't had great luck with it. Like the 41-foot one is supposed to do 40 and up. And they talk about different lengths of feed line, anything up to about 35 feet or something, which I don't use. I haven't tried running long feed line to it because I've got the CMC right at the feed point, and that cuts it off, so it doesn't matter how long the transmission line is. And my CMC choke, I wound it myself. It's on a Type 40C core, and it's 2 by 5 windings
schematic, and it looks like the one you've put together. Also, I'm not sure if it was the University of Delaware site that you, but they've actually recently moved it, so there's a new URL for that site, but it has some good radiator lengths to use. 41 is definitely one of them, and you're right, that should go to 40 according to them. I like 71 myself, but I also in my pack have 107 foot. I don't often deploy it because that's a long wire to find a tree in. But I like 71, and 71 is supposed to get you down to 80, although without a lot of height, I think most of that's going up. So, anyways, I'll throw a couple links into the Discord, and I don't know if any of them will trigger anything to think about in your setup. But I like them for the flexibility. But then I also like playing with all sorts of antennas. So that Challenger from KJ6ER it seems like it might be a contender here for me. So, anyways, I'll send it back to you there, and Larry beyond that. VA3IMW.
Thanks, Wade. All right. We talk about it a little further, a little later. All right, back to Larry. Carry on with that. VA3LBI, VA3CP.
Question VA3IMW.
Question VA3MW. Go ahead. VA3LBI.
Yeah, random wires. As far as our conversations have gone in the past, I think Wade and I have come to a common understanding that he's playing with something that I have no understanding of why they would want to. So that's going to be one question for Dave, is why he wants to play with a non-resident antenna, because your successful experience has been with radiating elements that are resonant, and hence the wonderful performance. On the other hand, I think Wade conceded that the random wire, which is not a random item, it's a non-resonant, is meant to make your tuner do the heavy lifting, which in fact gives you the flexibility to work all bands and let your losses be your losses, and you're quickly on the air on all kinds of bands. So I'm not sure who to go to first. Perhaps Wade can correct me if I'm wrong of my understanding. Compromise antenna flexibility is the main draw for non-resonant antenna lengths, and not necessarily efficiency.
VA3IMW I think mostly. What I would say is definitely it is a convenient antenna to throw up in the air. I can put it up quickly and get on the air right away, and I have my choice of bands and a button push. I think that the inefficiencies are potentially, if you deal with them, they are overstated, I believe, in random wires. I think you do a few things to minimize the loss. You realize that on the far side of the tuner is going to be high currents, and high currents at high voltages lead to high losses. So I usually use this with QRP radios, so there's the lower voltage, and I usually use this with little to no feed line, so there goes the feed line losses. At that point, what you're doing is you just have a matching unit, which is what the Bellin is anyways, as far as the tuner goes. So I think you further set up your Bellins to be as low losses as possible. So I'm not using a choke that is like the one you see there, either an ugly Bellin or a coax looped through a toroid. I'm using a transmission Bellin that has low losses. So that's a lot of words just to say that I think that if you work to reduce the losses to something acceptable, for whatever version of acceptable you want to set, then the convenience and the flexibility is the trade-off. And all these antennas are trade-offs. An antenna is just a transducer sure to switch 50 ohms to whatever free space is, 377 ohms, something like that. And you can think of it that way. Anyways, now I'm just rambling. I'll pass it to back to you and to Dave for further comment. VA3NCA.
Okay. So I think we're agreeing, but two methods of reducing your losses is running it with a QRP rig, so the proportion of losses is mitigated, and then your variation on feed lines. All right. So with all of your extreme successes with antennas that are definitely resonant, just wondering, Dave, why you're now looking at taking a left-hand turn on perhaps a less efficient setup and working with non-resonant wire links.
Okay, VA3CP. Well, exactly what Wade said, that they're a little bit more flexible as far as being able to operate on multiple bands. So you know, you can take a 40-meter in-fed half wave, and it's not going to give you 60 meters. It's not going to give you 30 meters. And 12 and 17 is sometimes can be a problem. One thing that we're sort of forgetting about is the fact that even though you're using a non-resonant wire, in this case that we're talking about, eventually all RF gets radiated, so you don't lose anything. You might lose a little bit from radiation or from resistance, but not a lot. It's known that the non-resonant wire antenna is not quite as efficient as an MFET half wave, and an MFET half wave is not as efficient. Well, now that's another debate as to whether it's efficient as a dipole. No, it's the off-center fed dipole is not as efficient. The MFET is okay. All right. Well, I was just experimenting because it would allow me to go on multiple bands just using a tuner, which I don't like, but I thought I'd give it a try. All right. We're taking up time here. Larry's probably chomping at the bit to get the 7-3 round going. And we'll talk about this after. V3, LBI, VA3CP.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Dave. VA3 LBI. You know, I was listening along there, what was going on. So, all right, before we do a 7-3, we have any other late check-ins? Come on in, VA3 LBI. Okay, anything else? Somebody put anything on the table before we do a 7-3? Anybody else got anything else?
VA3 CJZ.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. VA3 CJZ. VA3 LBI. Go ahead.
Yes, I came across a unique contest for this weekend, and it's an AM or amplitude modulation contest, and that starts tomorrow afternoon around 4 p.m. and it ends on Sunday at 8 p.m. And that's for 10 meters, 20, 40, 80, and 160. So if any of you are interested in maybe testing out your AM DXing luck this weekend, that might be a good opportunity. And that's put on by the Antique Wireless Association, AWA. So I just thought I'd throw that in there, and back to you.
Sounds like an interesting contest. All I know is I had AM on the ICOM 746 Pro, the 7300, and it sounds terrible. I don't know why. I just can't figure that out, but I don't know. Anyways, that's interesting, Chuck. All right. Okay, anybody else got anything else before we do a 7-3? All right, let's run it down. Garnett, you still with us? VE3GMP, VE3LBI?
These broadband Mnet mesh solutions. I was just doing some reading earlier this week, and I saw a website called broadband-mnet.org, and they were talking about HSMM mesh, and you're using old Linksys WRT 54G modems and stuff like that. And I was thinking, well, geez, I have a pack of these sitting in the basement. Maybe it's something I should fiddle with. Can anybody comment on that and decide, suggest whether this is a waste of time or not? Over.
VA3KDT. From the list here, do it 7-3, and then we'll wrap it up, and then we can carry on with the conversation after, okay? VE3GMP, VE3LBI, you with us still, Garnett? We're doing a 7-3.
VA3GMP, I'm still here. Anyway, 73, everybody, don't come a knocking, don't come a ringing. I'm going QRT. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Larry, and everybody else on that.
Okay, thanks, Garnett. You know, if Dave's still around, is he probably gone?
He's already in bed, I think. I don't hear no moving upstairs.
Got it. I'll mark him 7-3. Thanks, Garnett. VA3WPG, 7-3 round, Chris.
VA3 WPG 73. All have a good one.
VA3NTA, VE3LBI, 7-3.
VA3LBI, VA3NCA. Yeah, thanks, Larry, for doing it again. Nice that we could do the RagChew here on the Wii again. It's appreciated all the hard work I'm sure that went into getting that back up so quickly. 7-3 all, and catch you on the next one. VA3NCA.
Yep, okay, thanks, Lee. Yes, it was rough last week doing it simplex, let me put it that way, because Chuck had a great idea with the crossband repeat, but last weekend it was really rough. I'm trying to talk, listen to YouTube, and hear myself and going like, this isn't going to work. So I'm trying to expect myself. All right, Bill, VE3UK, VE3LBI, 7-3.
Yep, thanks a lot for doing it, Larry. And for Noel, I'll see you in the morning, 8:30. And for Chris, I'll give you a shout after I get back from the Hamfest. Thanks a lot for doing it, Larry. Have a good evening, and I'll be around later for any after chat.
Thanks, Bill. VA3MW, VE3LBI, doing 7-3.
Thanks so much for doing this, Larry. And yeah, it's nice to have Zoe breathing again. Zoe Bechamel. Anyways, I do understand that Edward and Noel are going to hang around and talk about packet stuff at the tail end of the net. And I'd also be interested in talking to anybody who's had good success with AM transmissions on HF. I, for one, don't think it's a really, really tough thing. It's kind of like 11 meters all over again, but just on different bands. Anyways, thanks again, Larry. And for anybody who I may bump into tomorrow, looking forward to it. If I can convince myself of the other 18% of uncertainty. 7-3's Larry.
Thanks, Mac. VA3CP, VE3LBI. Dave, we're doing 7-3.
Okay, upstairs with a handheld 73, and I'll be listening after the net VA3CP.
Okay, thanks, Dave. You're a little bit staticky too, wherever you're moving around. So, because I'm not where the repeater is, but you're clear, but just a little static when you move. Steve, VA3NFG, VE3LBI. We're doing a 7-3 round, Steve.
Yeah, okay. So I dropped down to medium power here. I don't know if it made a difference, but that's okay if it didn't. 7-3, I'll have a good night. VA3NFG.
Okay, Steve, got most of that. Staticky too, moving around a bit. So, Noel, VE3KT, VE3LBI. Noel, we're doing a 7-3.
VE3KT, yeah, I'm 7-3, and yeah, I'll be sticking around. Just need a second. Oh my gosh. Phone's ringing now too, so yeah, I'll be wait for a few minutes.
Thanks, Noel. VA3CJZ, VE3LBI. 7-3 round, Chuck.
Okay, VA3CJZ, good net, Larry, and quick comment about Garnett there. He sounded much better on his last transmission than he did earlier there. I think he got closer to the microphone. But anyways, very good. Glad most everybody is able to reach the repeater. VA3CJZ.
Thanks, Chuck. I don't know if Matt's still with us there. VE3SMN. Matt, we're doing a 7-3 if you can. have a great evening. Looking forward to those who are my new friends I get to meet tomorrow at the Hempfest. And we're doing a 7-3 VE3 VYT VE3LBI.
Thanks, Larry. For Mac, I think I've had about 6 a.m. contacts in my life, and 2 of them were with you. For the 4 that weren't, a couple of them were because I was on 14286, which turned out to be a AM frequency in the United States, and I got heck for it. So you can always go to arl.org/AM frequencies. 73, everyone. VE3 VYT.
Like that, VA3MHB, Mark. We're just doing a 7-3, wrapping things up. You still with us?
Absolutely, Larry. Thanks for doing it. Good night. I'll say 7-3 to everyone. Have a nice weekend. And yeah, it's good to hear ZOE running again. So I'll turn it back to you, Larry. VA3MHB.
Okay. Long Beach Island, VE3LBI.
Thanks.
No problem. All right, any late check-ins? Last call for ZOE Friday night RagChew. Come on in, VE3LBI. That's it, folks. Okay, thanks for being here again. Like I say, I just write down the call signs and the names. You guys put the net together with your conversations and questions. I really want to thank Terry VE3IQL for the great job he's done in getting the repeater back up. As you know, and I don't know whether he's listening or not, but everybody has really remissed it. It may not be as high, but it's still functionable as to what it was. So, once again, Terry, thanks very much, VE3LBI. With that, I'll turn the frequency back over to normal use. Vector Echo 3 Lima Bravo India is clear.
And we'll bring the live stream to a close as well. 7 3s. That's how we say goodbye.